Now, good afternoon to one and all. I am very much thankful to everyone being here today. Now, let me introduce first, because this is your and my first meeting with all of you. So, myself, Pathan AS, and I am working in this particular institute since last 10 years, right? So, this is about my small introductions. So, I am going to take your hydraulics engineering laboratory 1. So, I request one by one, please give your introductions with switch on your video also. Then I will call upon Pawan. Pawan is there. Once we interact with each other, then we will go for our particular practicals. Okay. First, I will take here small introductions, because this is our first practical. So Pawan is there. Pawan Sudke. Mangesh Thomre.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please on your camera and tell me your name. Where are you? On your camera. Mangesh Thomre, on your camera. Hello? Mangesh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
On your camera.
Okay, sir. Sir, my name is Mangesh
Okay.
Vilas Tumbe.
Then Kavita Vanarse. Kavita Vanarse.
Yes, sir.
On your camera. On your camera.
My name is Kavita Shivnath Vanarase.
Okay. Then Shivam Zore. Where are you? Shivam?
Sir, Shivam Zore from Aurangabad.
Ritik Arale. Where is Ritik Arale? Hello?
Yes, sir.
On your camera.
My name is Ramesh Harle.
Okay. Then Umesh.
My name is Umesh Nimbakar.
Okay. Then Tejas Mahajan. Tejas. Tejas Mahajan. Where are you? Tejas Mahajan. Tejas Mahajan. Then Srusti More.
Yes, sir. Myself, Srushti More.
On your camera.
Myself, Srushti More.
Okay. Now, why I am doing this particular activity because this is our first, you can see the practicals, and I would like to see the faces of all our students. So this is a B2 batch, okay. So in the B2 batch, there are 15 students. I ask Mangesh and some of the students, please call other students to join our particular practical. So I request anybody, if you having the contact, please forward my message to join our practicals. So let me share our presentation with all of you. Now we have can you see the slide?
No, sir.
Anybody unmute and tell me, can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then as far as concerned with the hydraulic engineering laboratory 1, we have generally 9 practicals. Okay. So these are our presentation, today's presentation content. We are talking about the list of practicals, and we have the format for writing practical journals and the importance and the applications. Then at this stage, I would like to ask from you one question. What is hydraulics? Anybody unmute and tell me what is hydraulics? If anybody is having the definition, what do you mean by the hydraulics?
Water found by Archimedes.
This is not a correct definition, but if anybody is having the definition, please tell me the definitions of hydraulics. What is hydraulics generally? And what we are doing in this particular hydraulics? And why one should learn this particular subject, hydraulics? Unmute anybody and tell me. See, the teaching and learning process is not one way, it is two way. Yes, yes, please, please.
Branch of engineering science which deals with water in motion, and science deals with the rest of motion.
Okay. Okay.
And to
You
study
tried
the
your-
behavior,
Yes,
to
yes.
study the behavior of water properties of water and effect on water on the earth surface.
Okay, okay, very good. So see, as per your definitions, so the definitions of hydraulics is that the study of fluid, the fluid may be the water or gases, okay. The study of fluid at rest as well as in motion condition is known as hydraulics. The study of fluid may be the water or gases at rest as well as in motion condition. So if you see the various branches of the fluid or the hydraulics, okay, we have 3 sub branches. First one is fluid static, second one is fluid dynamics, and third one is fluid kinematics. So fluid static, fluid kinematic, and fluid dynamics, and these are the sub branches of hydraulics. Okay. So as far as concerned with the fluid static, the definition of fluid static is that the study of fluid at rest condition, okay, that is known as fluid static. So the example of fluid static, the fluid is in reservoir or dam, then the fluid is in water tank, any water tank, which is not in a motion, which is at rest condition. So for example, the fluid is available in our water bottle also. That that is the example of fluid static. So in the particular course or this subject, we are going to study the fluid static and its behavior. Then the another sub branch of fluid or hydraulics is that fluid kinematics. So what is fluid kinematics? The study of fluid at motion condition where pressure force is not considered. What is my statement as far as concerned with the definition of fluid or hydraulics, which is in kinematics? The study of fluid in motion condition where pressure force is not considered. For example, the example of fluid kinematics, the flow in river or the flow in open channel. These are the two best example of fluid kinematics. When the water is flowing in a particular river, we called it as a kinematic fluids. Okay. Then the another important sub branch of hydraulics is that fluid dynamics. So as far as concerned with the fluid dynamics, how will you define the fluid dynamics? The study of fluid at motion condition where pressure force is also considered. So the definition of fluid dynamics is that the study of fluid in motion condition where pressure force is also considered is known as fluid dynamics. Okay. So the best example of fluid dynamics is flow through pipe. So that is the example of the fluid dynamics. Flow through pipes. When the water is flowing through a pipe, it will exert the certain pressure over the inner surface of the pipe. Then we called it as a fluid dynamics. Even if you open the tab of the wash basin, for example, if you want to wash your hand in case of wash basin, and if you open the tab of that wash basin or kitchen sink, then whatever may be the water which is coming out through that tab, which are the best example for fluid dynamics. So we have seen that the what do you mean by hydraulics? Then the fluid kinematic, fluid dynamic, and fluid static, and their examples. Now let us move ahead. Whatever may be the practical we are going to learn in this particular laboratory. So these are the list of the practical, which is the part of your particular syllabus in your practicals. The first one is measurement of viscosity of various fluids. Then the second one is demonstration of working of different types of valve and pipe fittings. The third most important practicals we are going to learn, that is the measurement of pressure by various measuring pressure devices such as piezometer, manometer, pressure gauges. So with the help of such devices, we are going to measure the pressure. Then the another important fourth one practical is measurement of discharge. So what is discharge, and how we will going to calculate the discharge, which is when the water is flowing through a pipe or channel. So we have certain equipment or arrangement to measure that discharge. So under this practical number 4, we are going to measure the discharge of a given fluid. Then the most important, you can see the practicals, the verification of Bernoulli's theorem. We have a theorem and it is known as Bernoulli's theorem. So under this practical, we have to verify the theorem, that is Bernoulli's. Then the practical number 6, if you see, the determination of metacentric height. So under this practical, we are going to determine the metacentric height. So what is metacenter, what is buoyancy, and what is metacentric height? All other things related to this practical, we will see while performing of this particular practical. Then the most important practical, practical number 7, the calibration of orifice, then mouthpiece, venturimeter, and orifice meter. So under this practical, we are going to calibrate the different types of the discharge measuring devices. Then practical number 8, study of factor affecting coefficient of friction for pipe flow. We have considered the two different material and two different diameters. For example, the pipe is made up of with steel, cast iron, or even the concrete pipe to supply the water. So we have different types of the pipe material. Stainless steel pipe is there, then mild steel pipe, torch steel pipe, then iron pipe will be there. So we are going to determine the coefficient of friction. So the another practical is that determination of loss of head due to pipe fittings. So these are the practicals 1 to 9 we are going to learn under the hydraulic laboratory 1. And at this stage, I would like to note one important thing. Whatever may be the graph, we have practiced in the first year, in your first year, that is with the help of a manual. Okay, but in this, under this laboratory, we are going to plot all the graph with the help of MS Excel. So we have the Excel sheet, then we have to plot the observation tables, we have to write down the observations, and then with the help of such observation and observation table, we have put certain readings which we have taken from our practicals, and then we have to plot the graph with the help of this particular MS Excel program. So this is the things I would like to say at this stage. Then if you see here, the first practical, that is measurement of viscosity of various fluids. So in the today's practical, we are going to perform the practicals on the viscosity of fluid. Okay. So how will you determine the viscosity, or what is viscosity, and why one should calculate this particular viscosity? So before starting the practical, I would like to ask some of the questions which is related to our today's practical, that is measurement of viscosity of various fluids. So we are going to calculate the viscosity of water, and we are going to calculate the viscosity of oil. So these are the two samples we are going to take in the today's practical, and also we are going to calculate their viscosity. So the first question from my side to all of you, that is, what is viscosity? First, the question is, what is viscosity? Anybody unmute and tell me what is viscosity?
Major internal friction.
Okay. Anybody can improve
Property
this?
of fluid which determines its resistance to shearing stress.
Okay. Very good. Anybody want to tell? What do you mean by viscosity?
A quantity expressing the magnitude of internal friction of the fluid.
Okay, correct.
Resistance against shearing of one layer of fluid over another adjacent layer.
Okay, nice. Then anybody want to tell? Unmute and tell me. If anybody are interested, please tell me the definitions of viscosity. Okay. So see, as per whatever may be the answer I got from your side, so viscosity basically it is the property of fluid which offer resistance to flow. Okay. So viscosity generally offer resistance to the flow. So this is a particular definitions, but as per your syllabus, if you see, or I think this is included in your module 1, various properties of fluid. So one of the important properties of fluid is viscosity. So anybody unmute and tell me why one should calculate the viscosity. Why we are going to determine the viscosity? What is the aim behind to calculate the viscosity of fluid? Anybody unmute and tell me. Why it is important to calculate viscosity? Can anybody tell me? Yes or no?
Sir, to measure the internal fluid friction.
To know the internal fluid friction. Okay. Then another application to measure the viscosity. Why one should calculate viscosity?
Sir, to measure the resistance of the fluid.
To measure the resistance of the fluid. Okay.
Fluid.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I got to answer from your side. To measure the resistance of flow. So basically, see, if you see, in case of river flow, actually, all of you are knowing that when the rainfall will occurs, okay, during the monsoon season or the ordinary seasons, in case of summer or sometime in winter seasons, when the rainfall will occur with certain intensity, okay, which fall over the ground surface, right? And when the water is flowing from the, you can say from the land surface, which pollute due to which pollute the water actually. When the water is flowing through the land surface, there may be a waste material which is on the earth surface or land surface, and due to that the water may get polluted, and that polluted water may enter into the river. Okay, when water is entering into the river, then it will goes means it will flow inside the river, and river will directly meet with the dam and any pond or any lake. Okay, so this is a at this stage I would like to say that when the water is flowing through a river, then if the certain for example in case of Aurangabad city, okay, the kitchen wastewater or the after taking the bath from the shower or in case of bathroom, whatever may be the wastewater which is coming from the kitchen sink or wash basin, or you can say from the your bath after showering. Okay, so all the wastewater we can release that wastewater with the help of pipe network into the nala or river. So again, the water may get more polluted. Now, if you see, in case of kitchen sink, we are washing utensils. So there is a certain oil or certain vegetable matters which flows away with the water. Now, if you take the another kind of wastewater from the industry, okay, we are having different types of the industry, chemical industry, pharmaceuticals industry is there, then leather industry, then so many kinds of the industry is there. And what are the this industry will do after the proper means activity, day by day activity, whatever may the water which is generated after using, we called it as a wastewater. And the habit of that people is, without treating that wastewater, they may release or they may discharge into the river or nala itself before without any treatment. And that's why the due to the higher viscosity of that wastewater, and that wastewater may enter into the river or nala, and directly all the wastewater from the your domestic wastewater, and the wastewater from industrial, and the wastewater from the any chemical factory also, they may get pollute our river water. And if you take a sample from the river water, and if you check the or if you determine or if you measure the viscosity, then definitely the viscosity of that wastewater is more as compared to the treated water. If the viscosity will be more in case of river flow, then ultimately it will take certain maximum time to come up to our resource. Resource may be the dam or pond or any lake, and the velocity may reduce because viscosity, if the viscosity is maximum, then ultimately the time taken to travel the particular, you can say, the fluid from its origin to the dam, up to the dam, then it will take more time to come due to the more viscosity. And the another important things I would like to say at this stage, see, if the fluid is having more viscosity, it will reduce the velocity of flow. This is first important thing you should note down. If the viscosity of fluid is more, it will reduce the velocity of flow. Then the time taken to travel the fluid from one position to another position is more. It will consume more time to travel from one part to another part. So the viscosity plays an important role for the reducing of velocity of flow, as well as it will take more time to come from the origin to the destination. Okay, so these are the two things we are going to learn from the viscosity. Okay, so if you see in case of Jayakuri Dam, all the kind of the polluted water may stored, and if you take a sample from the Jayakuri Dam and if you check the viscosity of that water, definitely the viscosity is more, and if you want to supply that water for various purpose, okay, what is the purpose of dam? We can supply the water for drinking purpose or industrial purpose. We can supply the water for irrigation purpose. For the different types of the crop, we have to supply the water through the channel. And then the another important object behind construction of the dam is to produce the hydroelectric power. So we are supplying the water for domestic or industrial purpose. We are supplying the water for irrigation purpose. We are supplying the water for hydroelectric power generation. But before supplying the water for drinking or industrial purpose, we need to treat it at the treatment plant. So before supplying the water from the Jayakuri Dam to Aurangabad city, we should treat first. So there will be a water treatment plant. Now the water treatment plant is situated near the, you can say, Farwa. Farwa is a village which is situated approximately 15 to 20 kilometers from the railway station Aurangabad. Okay, so at the treatment plant, what we are going to do, we are going to treat the water, and for treatment of water, actually what we are going to do, we are adding some chlorine. We require certain chemicals, chlorine or alum. These are the two chemicals we are going to use for treating of that particular raw water, or you can say the wastewater, because all the water is may reaches to the dam, and that raw water we supply up to the treatment plant. And at the treatment plant, what we have to do, we are going to treat that water with the help of chlorination. We are going to add certain alum. Okay, so if the viscosity of water is more, ultimately what will happening? Whatever may be the velocity we expecting, that velocity we cannot achieve, and ultimately the time taken to travel the water from Jayakuri Dam up to the treatment plant also time will take that water up, reaches up to the treatment plant will more. And that's why, as far as engineering point of view, we are going to determine the viscosity of water correctly. Then and then only can be said that we will achieve the permissible velocity and permissible time to travel the any fluid from the source up to the treatment plant. Another things, if the fluid may be the oil, okay. So as far as concerned with the oil is more viscous as compared to water, okay. So why one should calculate or determine the viscosity of oil? The fluid may be the oil, okay. So we have seen that the example of water. Why we should calculate the viscosity of water? Because we have to specify the velocity. Means if the viscosity of water possesses more, then velocity should be, and the velocity will reduce, and also time taken to travel the fluid from one point to another point, it will take more time. This is about the water, okay. But if the fluid is oil, so why one should calculate the viscosity of oil? See, what is the practical example of oil? Oil is used in case of lubricating agent, okay. Generally, why one should use oil? Oil is a lubricating agent in case of any vehicles, gearbox. If you see in the gearbox, in case of two-wheeler or four-wheeler vehicles, any types of the vehicle, we are going to use the oil as a lubricating agent. It lubricates the internal mechanism of that particular machinery. So, what should be the viscosity generally? Will require to lubricate, and what should be the limiting viscosity or permissible viscosity of that oil may possess. So that's why, according to the capacity of engine, according to the category of vehicle, we are going to calculate the viscosity. And
Sir,
another
screen not
example,
visible.
screen not visible.
Yes, sir.
Can you see now? Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, interestingly, I would like to tell you that at this stage, why one should calculate the viscosity of oil. So, one example, earlier I told you, oil is used as a lubricating agent in case of any machinery. Okay, in case of vehicle, we can use the oil as a in case of gearbox. Another example, as far as point of view civil engineering, I would like to share with you. See, in case of the oil country, the Iraq, Iran, Baghdad, Kuwait, or even UAE, United Arab Emirates. So these are generally known as oil country. Okay, and from the mine where the raw oil is, we can extract from the mine. Okay, so there is a civil engineering part or hydraulic engineering part. What we do there, to supply the raw oil from the mine or from the oil well, there is we have to excavate the well where the oil is there, okay, in the mine, and we have to supply the raw oil up to the industry. So to supplying of that oil from the mine up to industry, we are going to supply that oil with the help of pipe network. So we require the pipe network, we require the pump systems to supply the oil. So while designing of the pipe system, here I would like to say that as far as concerned with the viscosity, oil is having more viscosity. Okay, and if you want to supply the oil from the mine up to the industry, where all the activity we are going to do with that oil to make it in proper condition. So up to the mine, up to your industry, we have to supply the oil with the help of, you can say, pipe network. So for designing of the pipe systems, designing of the pipe system means what? We have to fix the diameter. We have to fix the dimension. What should be the diameter of pipe? What should be the length of pipe? And what type of pipe we are generally used for supplying of fluid, let us say oil. Okay. So, so once you should know the viscosity, then we can easily design the oil pipeline systems. Okay, so once you understand what should be the viscosity, then ultimately there is the viscosity is inversely proportional to the design of the oil pipeline system. Okay, so this is one parameter we require to design the pipeline system, because see, when the viscosity is maximum, and if you take the pipe, then one layer of fluid particle which flows to the adjacent layer. For example, this is a pipe inner surface. When the oil is flowing, there will be an internal friction in between the oil and pipe surface. So due to which the ultimately, if the viscosity is more, then definitely the velocity will reduce at the boundary surface of the pipe, and that's why we require the viscosity. Okay, so these are the two things I would like to share with you. Then this is about the why one should calculate the viscosity. Okay, then we are going to see the step-by-step procedure, how the viscosity is determined practically. Okay, see here. Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Anybody? Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Now, the aim of our today's practical is to determine the viscosity by using red wood viscometer with its variation with the temperature. Okay. So temperature will affect the viscosity. How? At this stage, I would like to ask one question. Is the temperature increases? Is the temperature is increases, the viscosity of oil will decreases or increases? If the temperature is increases, the viscosity of oil will be increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Decrease. Very
Decrease,
good.
sir.
Okay, okay, okay. I appreciate your answer. So the viscosity will of course decreases if the temperature will increases. So to determine the viscosity of oil, we are going to determine the viscosity of oil with the help of red wood viscometer. So what is a red wood viscometer? Red wood viscometer is a device by which we can determine the viscosity of given sample. Okay, so in today's practical, we are going to determine the viscosity of oil. So whatever may be the apparatus which is required to perform the practical is red wood viscometer, then the thermometer for measuring the temperature. The range of this particular thermometer is from 0 degree to 100 degrees Celsius. The capacity of thermometer 0 degree Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. Then we require stopwatch to measure the time. Then we require 50 ml standard flask, and we require oil sample. So these are the things we require to perform the today's practical viscosity. Then we are going to talk about the procedure. Before explaining the procedure, I would like to share with you. This is the you can say the red wood viscometer. This is the diagram of red wood viscometer. If you see here in this diagram, it has two cylinders. The red wood viscometer is a device by which we can determine the viscosity of given sample. It has two cylinders. The inner cylinder, this is inner cylinder, which is in circular cross section, and another is here, this is outer cylinder, which is also in a circular cross section. Then we require thermometer for measuring the temperature of the sample, and we are taking the sample as a oil. Then below this cylinder, inner and outer, at the bottom of the cylinder, there is a orifice. Orifice means what? A circular opening. There is a orifice. Orifice is a small circular opening to release the or to discharge the fluid from that hole into the measuring flask. So we have to keep the measuring flask below this the hole. So in the inner cylinder, what we are going to fill? We are going to fill the oil in the inner cylinder. Okay, up to 20 centimeter or 30 centimeter height, we have to fill the oil in the inner cylinder. Then before going to take the practical, we have to close the wall. There is a wall. Then care should be taken before taking the practical. We have to close the wall, which is at the hole at the bottom. Then in the outer cylinder, we have to fill the water. Okay. So we require two thermometers for measuring the temperature of two samples. In the outer sample, we have to fill water, and in the inner cylinder, we have to fill oil. So this is electrically operated Redwood viscometer. We have to attach this Redwood viscometer with electrical current, and this is about a descriptions of the Redwood viscometer. Okay. Now, how will you measure the or how step-by-step procedure? How we can measure the viscosity of oil? So, if you see here, the experimental procedure: clean the cylindrical oil cup and ensure the orifice tube is free from dirt. So we have to clean the inner surface of this cylinder. So there should not be any dust inside this particular cylinder, and then fill the water bath. So outer cylinder is filled with the water. Okay. Then close orifice with ball valve and fill cylinder up to index mark. So there is a marking. We have to fill this inner cylinder with the oil up to 20 centimeter or 30 centimeter, and we have to close the particular wall at the bottom of this particular cylinder. Now, what we have to do in the next step: record steady temperature of oil. So start the electric current, and due to that current, what will be happening? The temperature of this oil will increases. So we are going to put that temperature, reading of that temperature in this particular column. For example, for serial number 1, the temperature of the if you want to measure or do the if you want to measure the viscosity up to temperature of 40 degree, then for 60 degree, then 80 and 100. So we are going to take 4 reading. For first reading is for 40 degree Celsius temperature, and then second reading for 60 degree, then 80 degree. We have to increase by 20 degrees Celsius. The temperature will increase by 20 degrees Celsius. So for first set of reading, we have to take the temperature up to 40 degree. So how will you measure the viscosity of the given sample? Okay. First, you need to fill the you can say oil up to 15 centimeter. Then we have to start the electric current. With the help of that, the temperature is increases. So we have switch on up to 40 degrees Celsius, and then when the temperature is rises up to 40 for first set of reading, then we have to switch off the button, electric button, and then what we have to do? We have opened the valve, which is kept at the bottom portion. Then with the help of stopwatch, we require stopwatch. After opening this particular valve, what will happening? The oil may enter into the measuring flask. Okay, the measuring flask is kept below the oil at the center of this particular hole. Okay, which is provided at the bottom of inner cylinder. So what we have to do with this particular measuring flask? when the water, the oil is reaches up to 50 ml, how much time it will take to reach up to 50 ml height. So we have to record the time to collect 50 ml of oil in second. For example, if the oil is take up to 30 second or 50 second or even more than that, we have to record that time in the observation table. Okay. So for 40 degree, how much time it will take to collect 50 ml of oil, we have to record in this particular column. And then we have to repeat the procedure. Means we have to increase the temperature of oil for another set of reading, that is for 60 degree, then 80 degree, and ultimately for 100 degree. How we are going to increase the temperature? By switch on the electric current, and this is electrically operated. So for 80 degree, similar procedure we have to adapt. Means we are going to measure the time taken to collect 50 ml for the 80 degrees Celsius in this measuring flask. Then we have to calculate kinematic viscosity. So kinematic viscosity is calculated by simple formula. We have this formula. Kinematic viscosity V equal to C into T, where C is the constant and T is the time taken to rise the 50 ml of oil. So kinematic viscosity is C into T. So C will be given as a constant. Then we are going to talk about the dynamic viscosity. So dynamic viscosity is density into kinematic viscosity. So density of oil is, we have to take 940 kg per meter cube. So in this practical, we are going to calculate kinematic viscosity and dynamic viscosity. So this is about the procedure of the determination of the viscosity of given fluid. Now I would like to show you one of the important video which we have made for this particular practical. So see here, this is generally the video. We have generally the oil sample. This is oil sample. Okay. Then this is a particular equipment, let us say redwood viscometer. This is a flask. We have to keep below the orifice hole, which is provided at the bottom of the cylinder. We have two cylinders. This is outer and inner cylinder. Okay. In the outer cylinder, we have to fill water, and in the outer cylinder, we have to fill water, and in the inner cylinder, we have to fill oil. Okay. So once you fill, see this is the oil sample. Okay, this is oil sample. Then what we have to do? We have to put this conical flask, or this is jar. We have to keep. Now, before filling this inner, you can say cylinder with the oil, we need to close the wall. So this is a ball wall. Then we have to fill the oil inside the inner cylinder. So we are going to fill the oil in the inner cylinder. Okay. See, we have filled the oil in the inner cylinder. Then in the next step, what we have to do? Then place the lid at the top portion, and then this is a two thermometer. One is for measuring the temperature of water. Water is in outer cylinder, and one is for measuring the temperature of oil. So we require generally two thermometers. One is for measuring the temperature of oil, and another is for measuring the temperature of water. Okay. Then in the next step, what we have to do? Start the electric current and start this particular machine, redwood viscometer. Then wait up to the 40 degrees Celsius. If you want to measure the viscosity of oil for 40 degrees Celsius, then this thermometer will indicate that reading. Okay, there is a red line which comes here and it shows the temperature in this particular thermometer. Then we have to put below the hole which is provided here, there is a hole. And then what we have to do in the next step, for example, the temperature of oil is now 40 degrees. Then we have to open the valve and with the help of stopwatch, when the oil is falling in the this particular flask, we have to record that time. The time is recorded up to 50 ml. When the 50 ml rise will take place in this particular flask, then we have to stop and take that time for our practical. And we have to put that reading in our observation table, column 3rd. Means time to taken by the oil to fill up to 50 ml. So this is a 50 ml. We have taken the oil in this flask. Okay. And if you want to do another set of reading, then we have to increase the temperature for 60 and then same procedure. Record the time to taken rise up to 50 ml. Then for another temperature, increase temperature for 80. Then similar time we have to take for rising of the oil level up to 50 ml and for 100 degrees Celsius. So in this way, we are going to, you can say, take 4 set of the reading, and we have to note down all this reading in this particular table, and we have to calculate the viscosity, kinematic viscosity and dynamic viscosity. So at the result, what we have to do generally, kinematic viscosity of oil is Stokes and dynamic viscosity of oil is this is about the practical. Okay. Now I would like to give you the assignment, and all of you note down, and in the next practical what you have to do the sample calculation. Okay. So I am going to give you at this stage the certain reading. Okay. So all of you take the reading. Please take a notebook. In this table, write down 40 degrees Celsius, then for second setup 60 degree, then 80 degree, then 100 degree. Okay. Then here write down time to collect 50 ml. That is ml. Cc is not ml. So time to collect 50 ml of oil in second. So for 40 degrees Celsius, take time 336. Can you note down? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You understand how to take the reading?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for 40 degree, write down here time taken to collect 50 ml, 336. Have you written? Have you
Yes,
written?
sir. Yes,
Okay. Then for second reading, that is for 60 degree, write down here 60 degree, and write down in this third column, that is time taken to collect 50 ml of oil, 207. Write down 207. 207, that is 207 seconds. Then in case of third setup, write down 80 degree, and for 80 degree you have to write 133 second. 133 second. Have you written 133 for 80 degree temperature? Then for 100 degrees Celsius, you have to write 68 degrees Celsius. 68 second. 68 seconds. So for 100 degrees Celsius, write down 68 seconds. and then you have to calculate the kinematic viscosity and dynamic viscosity. So I will ask this particular sample calculation in second practicals. Okay, you need to calculate the kinematic viscosity and dynamic viscosity in the upcoming practicals. Okay, so I will share with you this manual. Okay, so you can understand the sample calculation, then observation table. I will share with you with your V2 batch. Okay, so this is about the today's practical. If anybody want to before asking the question, I would like to say, anybody unmute and tell me in simple in 3 steps or 4 steps practical procedure. Anybody unmute and tell me how we are going to determine the viscosity of oil. Anybody unmute and tell me? 3 steps. Unmute and tell me. In the first step, what we have to do? In second step, see, we are having observation table, okay, in front of you, and in front of you there is a redwood viscometer. If anybody is having the procedure, please tell me. Can anybody tell me the procedure? Pawan, Onkar, anybody? Okay, I will share you all the PDF and the things with all of you. Okay, then if anybody is having any questions, please ask at this stage. Any question? Is there any question? So thank you everyone being
Sir.
here today. Yes, please.
नेसेसरी आहे का राईटअप्स वर लिहिणं, म्हणजे त्या पेजेस वरच, की याच्यासाठी बुक बनवली तरी चालेल?
म्हणजे आता तुमच्याकडे जर्नल पेजेस आहे असेल तर लिहून टाका. आहे का जर्नल पेजेस आहे?
आहेत सर.